what human beings need to discover is their patheticness in wanting to leave a legacy of something that's great, that involves comparing themselves to other people. It involves conflict, new support tech jobs, uh, being a star, being an athletic star, any kind of star. You know, I told you I was looking for athletic success because I wanted ways to just get through life, you know, the whole money making process and the competition as quick as possible. And I knew I was good at it. So I thought, okay, I go 4 years at college, 5 years in the pros, spend a little bit of time teaching and coaching, telling kids to just, you know, get what you need, get out, and then spend all the time you can with your family. You know, all the time you can with your wife and your kids. Spend your time raising your kids. Don't have other people raising your kids. It's very important to be involved in your children's life. It's very involved. You know, it's very important that your marriage is probably your number one priority after your faith in God. You know, faith in God is first, then your family. You know, and you prioritize your family, your wife and your kids. You know, and that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing you can do as a human being, is appreciate the beautifulness of this planet for sustain life. As I got little poor little recluses running around in this couch. One of them climbed up around here, and I had to shoo him off because he was trying. He's a small one. He was getting close, and I think they're in here, and they stay in here, and they walk around on this because there's no long legs. The long legs take up around here and stuff like that. There was a black widow over there by the gas heater, but it's dead now. The long legs got to it, and I'm wondering how long the recluses are going to last in here. I think they're smart. They kind of stay away from that part of the house. I don't think they're near the bed because the bed's up against a wall, and the daddy long legs take up all around there. It's kind of the way these houses are. They're like barns almost, and they attract a lot of spiders to clean up things. And if you have the plumbing where it is with me, it's kind of close to the thing. You get roaches, and then the wolf spiders get the roaches, and then the daddy longlegs also get them. But the daddy longlegs keep the daddy longlegs are most poisonous to the other spiders, but they're not, especially an old fart with skin like mine. They're not a threat to most human beings unless like a baby. You got to be careful. But they're not real aggressive spiders, you know, as far as towards people. I've always kept them around because they help keep the ones that can bite people and cause injury to people. They get rid of. So they're kind of friendly spiders to have around. So I got a lot of them. I'm gonna have to clean up here in a day or so. They're gonna be upset because there's a lot of them. Oh, spider place, spiders. Yeah, I've never been real scared of spiders. I always used to catch the wolf spiders in the bathroom and tell them not to come back in, or my sisters would kill them. My sisters will kill you, so don't come in here. And then I would get bitten by them. They were up on the wall, and I'd sleep. They would get on my bed, and I was always the one that got bit. It was my spot on the thing, you know. So I don't know. It was interesting, but interesting world we live in, man. I don't know why you guys always insist on celebrating all you do when you're not loving one another. You know, you're competing, you're in conflict, competitive jobs. Your success is competition and conflict with other people, and then defeating other people in elite combat, or what you consider elite combat. It's not elite. You're not elite. Your ego's elite. But you're not elite at all. You're actually inefficient, inferior, very inferior. You know, I was thinking about that tonight too, because when things change and I have access to resources and I move up into the mountains in New Mexico, I don't want to spend a lot of time coming back here. I've been systematically abused in Las Cruces a lot, and I love the everyday people in my hometown that are doing right on the 9 to 5. I enjoyed some of the things with the basketball, but then they pushed it too far with the whole celebrating themselves, and it got to the point where it became offensive. And the mountains are pretty, and I like looking at them. But what goes on the other side, there's just too many bad memories. It's like in Sheridan, where there probably wasn't a place around where someone didn't screw my wife from the bar, and the same with Sierra Vista. You know, they all screwed my wife so much. There's nothing but the military fucking my wife and making it hard on my kids in Sierra Vista, and it's pretty similar. You know, my high school basketball career, what happened with Miss Pettis and all the shit and all the things I didn't want to hear. She told me that have been going on and go on because of the effects of the spy networking and the drug cartel creating and all the bullshit they do here. So I really don't want to come back. You know, when I go off to either, I'm leaning towards Silver City, but Silver City or Las Vegas, when I go there, I don't want to come back. I want to spend most of my time just up in the mountains. And if I have to feel the need, I have to go meet people or traveling, well, I will. But I'll probably keep it to a minimum. I'm not a big globetrotter. And I don't see the necessity of having to go to DC again. I don't see the necessity of having to go to Los Angeles again. I don't see the necessity of having to go to New York. And I don't even see the necessity of having to, if it's necessary for some reason, I don't know. But I only see the necessity of flying to Tel Aviv to go to Jerusalem. I don't see the necessity for it. We have technology. I did my job. I just want to live in the mountains and be left alone. I just want to be around family and friends. I want to live the laid-back New Mexico lifestyle. I want to enjoy. I do like athletics when it's not irrationally competitive and it's fun. And I enjoy watching the kids in high school and in college at either one of the universities where I go. I know a lot of good athletes will migrate there, because I know people will want to come around and just be around the Messiah and not in large groups, but some people will feel like that's where I want to go, and I want to be around, and I want to, I know he'll participate, and I would like to participate and get to know more and be more around him, so I can learn stuff from him, so he, we can share. And because that's what happens when I meet people. We learn together and we share. And it's not an egotistical thing where I'm telling you something. No, I'm connecting to you, and we're interacting. Evolving, we're not necessarily evolving. No. Evolution was off. Pretty much, there's symbiotic relationships. Darwin didn't take into account the asteroidal impacts, and then after the asteroid impact, that there might be symbiotic interactives that evolved different life forms after the asteroidal impact that put a lot of dinosaurs into extinction, and then evolved different symbiotic life forms after that. He didn't take into account a lot of those things. It's like the same thing with that one guy that Einstein supported, that they say, the sun's naturally cooking the earth. It's not necessarily the human effect is causing the global warming because of mechanization. So the sun doesn't naturally do it. And we're also throwing off the orbit and other things of not maintaining balance. So we maintain balance. We can keep a pretty good place for a couple thousand years until we may have to move somewhere else because of things outside of our control that are coming this way, as far as supernovas or things like that. We really need to get our act together. You guys are not, man, it's so ridiculous watching you with all your famous stuff and wanting to solve all these problems you make by being mechanized and competitive and conflicted, and then having such dopamine addictions to your egotism and stuff. It's horrible. I love you, but it's horrible. I'm going to go to bed. We'll wake up. We'll talk tomorrow, okay? Peace out.